district for almost, it was at 30 years, Steve,
Right.
from 92 to 22. And we lost a very close landslide election, but I think the biggest loss is you. Having you as our chairman of environmental, everything environmental in New York State, and preserver of our history. You know, I don't know if everybody knows some of the just highlights of your career, Steve. You know, the Environmental Rights Amendment to the state constitution, guaranteeing New York residents a right to clean air, water, and a healthy environment, is a landmark amendment that, you know, a yeoman's lift, as you have said to me, in many of the projects we've worked on together. And most recently, you sponsored the state's landmark Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act, which set ambitious goals for emissions and reductions, pushing an environmental bond that we just passed recently to help sponsor $4.2 million in bonds for climate change and climate resilience initiatives. So bring it more to close to home. I've worked with you on the LIPA initiative. We had many conversations about global warming, the future of our plants, clean energy, wind power is coming. Here we have Ørsted windmills off our South Shore. And then also, of course, with the historic preservation. You helped us move a little gray house down the street to park on the corner here, which is now an instrumental spy ring cornerstone to the history of the Civil War and the role of the Spy brothers, the Nathaniel and Phillips Rowe, and with George Washington's, you know, spy ring and the initiators of the CIA, as we know it today, and now also the Tucker House up on Upper Sheep. Still partnering with you, and we're not letting you go. In securing the funding that we need to close on that property and restore it to its historic integrity. So you know, it's emotional for me because it's you. So, we have a plaque for you. But my Parks Department is so efficient, they already secured it on the building. The plaque is on the Drown Meadow Cottage, and it says, "With gratitude to Assembly Steve Englebright, the preserver of our history." So we're gonna have to take a field trip and go get a picture there. But I have to tell you, I was in the bathroom before. I said, I can't give him, I just can't not give him anything. So I stole a picture off the wall. Because, you know, I can't like go and give him nothing. So until such time as I can give you the plaque, you'll have to take this off.
While they're doing that, the plaque reads, "With gratitude to Assemblyman Steve Englebright, the preserver of our history."
At 7:30, I was like, "Can you take the plaque off the building, please?" No.
Thank you, Margot, and thank you, Catherine, all of you. Thank you so very much, and for this warm greeting from my friends and neighbors. I just want to say that it's been a great honor to work with this board, this administration. You've touched on many of the things that have helped guide the destiny of our community. We're sort of navigating through mine-filled waters, but the ship has arrived and it's in pretty good shape. And as we look forward, we also look backward. The Tucker House was a discovery that was made by the Historical Society here in Port Jefferson. That house was in such decrepit condition that the order had gone out to knock it down. I just want to say thank you, Madam Mayor. I appealed to you once I heard from the Historical Society that they thought that this had really great antiquity and value. I called you and you immediately put the men who just left the room here around the house and protected it. They gave me time to gather some money together of more than $800,000, which I think is a reflection of the fact that when we appealed together to the Commissioner of Parks, the State Historic Preservation Officer is Eric Kulisay, the State Commissioner of Parks, and revealed to him that the Tooker House had great antiquity and great value historically. It was the first house in Port Jefferson that was built, he acted to make it eligible for the National Register of Historic Sites. That made raising the money easier, and it was also a cameo of the kind of cooperation that you referred to before. And it's really an extraordinary property. It, by the way, your council has worked so hard on this. I want to tip my hat. Thank you. You've been amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. You preserved an important part of our history. Who would have thought that the oldest house would be so far away from the water? We would always think the old house would be next to the water. But in fact, the Tooker House was built after the first road was built. And it was to service the people who were going on the first road, which is North Country Road, probably authorized by King Charles II to cut the first road in the wilderness between Southold and Setauket. And this entrepreneur named Tooker located his home to service the road. And that's why it's the oldest house. And it gives us a sense of the age of the road. Before that road was built, the only way to get back and forth between the South Holding of New Haven, Southold, and the Setauket colony was by water. And they came into this great harbor, and we worked together to preserve the harbor, and we have a chance to preserve the legacy that our forebears have brought to us. I'm so very grateful. That adventure is just beginning. That house has many more insights to give us as we restore it and place it into useful service. I again say thank you so very, very much to the board. You're all my heroes, and it's a great honor to receive the picture off the wall.
What about a picture?
Sure.